MetroCasting, I'm Doug Farley. In this episode, we have got a couple of really good and interesting segments, including one where we delve into the world of dog shows. But before we get to those cute and cuddly pets, let's talk safety first. Safety in every walk of life is a priority, and it's something we begin learning about early in life, including at your grade school. That's what our first story is all about, safety at school. When you think of grade school, you might think of just about anything. For instance, you might think of chalkboards, or maybe all those books and supplies under the lid of your desk. You might also think of the friends you had and the fun you used to share on the playground at recess. Still, for others, just crossing the street to get to school is a memory you'll never forget, especially if you were one of the few to be selected as a crossing guard. Crossing guards, or safety patrols as they like to be called, had to be and still need to be responsible boys and girls because they're entrusted with making sure their fellow classmates get across the street and into the school safe and sound. And those safety patrol kids who show exemplary skills in their jobs are sometimes rewarded by being the special guests at a ceremony designed just for them. AAA started their School Safety Patrol Awards program in 1949 to honor crossing guards whose actions actually saved a life. And while that life-saving aspect of the program continues to this day, AAA has expanded the program to honor outstanding school safety patrols who have gone above and beyond their daily duties of helping kids across the street.
This is the Outstanding School Safety Patrol Awards that are given to the children who are deemed to be the most outstanding school safety patrols in the area. In the greater Wilkes-Barre area, there are over 1,500 school safety patrols that serve their communities every day. And we have gotten down to about 17 safety patrols that have been selected as being outstanding.
But just how did these 17 Northeast Pennsylvania safety patrols get selected for the honor?
A number of these applications are submitted by teachers and by principals and others within the school to nominate a student because of their industriousness, their service, their good academics, their good citizenship, their leadership, various abilities that they have that deem themselves to be a good, outstanding school safety patrol. Some of the stories that you're going to hear today are going to be instances where children have done something exceptional, where it's not just the everyday helping someone at a school bus stop or at a street corner or at the carpool line, but they will have done something to go above and beyond that, where they show up every day on time or ahead of time. They don't leave their post early. They also will have done something exceptional in terms of maybe helping a child who was stressed for some reason or another because maybe they were lost, attempted to get on the wrong bus, or they dropped something into the street and the patrol kept them from going into the street after an item or something of that nature. So there's a number of stories that you're going to hear along with their extracurricular activities that they have. You're going to hear about people that are playing the piano, people who are involved in art, and people who are performing service in terms of helping elderly or others, in their areas as well. So they're well-rounded.
Held at the Wyoming Valley Country Club near Wilkes-Barre, the local Safety Patrol Awards included students from all over NEPA, including portions of the MetroCast Channel 10 viewing area. For instance, Michael Connor is a safety patrol at Benton's L.R. Appleman Elementary School, and he told us he knew exactly why he was getting the award.
Because I'm always early for safety patrol, never late, never missed a day, and I do extra work for safety patrol members who are not there.
So you're Johnny on the spot, basically. Mm-hmm. That's good. So how do you feel about getting this award? Is this kind of cool or what?
Yeah, it's exciting, very exciting.
What's so exciting about it?
That my teacher would pick me for this and not all the other kids who do a good job. It's just a great feeling to be one of the 17 kids who actually get this award out of all the kids that are on safety patrol in my school, let alone the other schools.
And to say Michael's parents were proud just doesn't do justice to that word.
Oh, very proud of him. This accomplishment, meaning that, just hearing of 1,900 kids, and he's one of 17 to get this award is very valuable for him, and he works hard at it. He really does. He's up when he gets the week he has safety patrol. He gets up early and gets right out there to go, and he's excited about it. He cares about it, and he really makes sure that he does the job properly and everything, and that his guys that are all out there with him are doing what they're supposed to do too. So he's a great leader in it.
So what kind of a kid is he normally outside of being a safety patrol guy?
Oh, he's a very good kid. As anything else, all children always give you a hard time, and he still enjoys everything, and we enjoy him. So we're very proud of him.
Michael can consistently be counted on to be at his patrol early, prepared. Takes the time and seizes the initiative to make sure all the posts are covered. Does a great job. He's always prepared, always dressed for regardless of weather, and if he knows he needs to get there early, he does it. If there's any issues that need to be brought up to myself or to the building principal, he does that as well, and he does it very thoroughly and has consistently from day one. He's an excellent safety patrol member.
Now, Michael wasn't the only person getting an award that day. There were 16 others being singled out for their accomplishments, and we talked with a lot of them, as well as their parents, about the award they were getting.
I'm probably getting this award because I help out with the younger kids, and I help maintain the bus, keep everyone calm in case there's an emergency. I take extra duty when other bus mentors and safety patrols can't make it. And half the time I'm working there alone, and it's a hard job because there's like 40 students younger than me on that bus. So I have to make sure that they're all sitting and quiet enough so that the bus driver can concentrate on the road.
So how do you feel about getting the award, Nicole?
I'm very surprised because I never thought that I'd actually get an award for doing something that I like to do.
Nicole is a wonderful daughter. She's very happy, enthusiastic about life and helping others. I'm very proud of her. She's been involved with the Safety Patrol program since elementary school. She wants to go to school every day just so she can help on the bus and make sure the kids are safe and well cared for. Whether it's raining out there or snowing out there, whether she's been waiting an extra couple of minutes or not, she's always willing to help out.
I feel excited.
Why so?
Because there's a lot of other safety patrols, and I'm glad that I was picked.
Do you have any idea why you got picked?
Because I help around the school, and I help the second graders go to their classes.
Do you realize that there's, I think they said 1,900 safety patrol kids in the district like this, and you're one of 17 to get an award?
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Out of all the kids that he was picked, it's a big honor. I see that out of all of the schools, there's only a few that were picked, and it is a big honor. I am proud.
So what kind of kid is he normally?
Well, he's pretty good. He does get involved in a lot of sports, actually band, chorus. He's involved in everything.
How do you feel about getting this award?
I feel really good about it
Why so?
because only one kid from each school who participates in it gets it.
So it's kind of special, huh? Any idea why you're getting this award?
Because I guess I helped out like the most.
He's a good boy. He's a pleaser, very responsible, very mature, always does what is expected and usually goes above and beyond the expectation.
And how does he feel about getting this award? Now he's being shy with me.
He's shy. Yeah, he's shy. He's a quiet kid. He's very excited. He was very proud of the honor. He shared it with his friends and his family, and all the way up in the car he was excited and discussing it with us.
So tell me, any idea why you're getting this award?
Well, I have this little bus buddy that her name's Olivia. She's autistic. I sit with her every day on the bus, help her around. She's a good friend of mine. She loves sitting with me. She usually sings when she's on the bus, but she's still a nice friend to have.
Well, that's something different, huh? How do you feel about getting the award?
I guess, I don't know, honored.
Do you think you deserve it?
I really don't know,
because there's a lot of great people and great safety patrols at my school.
How proud are you? How many buttons have you popped today?
We don't expect anything different. She's a good kid.
What kind of a kid is she normally?
Smart, humble, honest. A very good kid.
You think she deserves this award?
Yes, I do.
Why so?
It's some recognition. She always does the right thing.
And doing the right thing is the real purpose behind handing out the Safety Patrol Awards, because good kids should be recognized for doing the right thing.
Well, AAA is the national sponsor for school safety patrols and has been since 1920 when they began. A lot of people don't know that when they see the belts and the badges, but all of those belts and badges are bought by AAA. And they're provided to the schools free of charge with their membership cards, their parent permission cards, and all of the training materials that they get. And the Mid-Atlantic Foundation for Safety and Education, we implement that program for AAA Mid-Atlantic. People like Jim Slocum, who are here in this area. Jim visits schools, provides training to them, helps them with any questions they have, makes sure they're supplied with their materials. So Jim does a tremendous job of working with the school safety patrols.
Well, it's great to see that in this society today there's still so many good kids out there, and to see the thrill on their family when they receive that award. And it shows it's not only the kids but the parents and the school district. And I'm retired from the state police here in Pennsylvania, so a lot of my friends that come out as police officers, they show how much they have respect for these kids.
So how does it all get whittled down just to 17 kids?
Well, we send applications to all the schools, and then they submit them. Some schools submit many more than one. Then we have a group of people who judge them, and we kind of keep narrowing it down till we get to, every year, I think last year we had 17, and this year we had 18.
It teaches kids responsibility, leadership, academic skills. It's a very, very good program. These children that we saw here today are going to be our leaders in the coming years.
Do you think that the duties these kids perform on a daily basis, would they be performed without AAA?
The schools could do it independently, but they would probably find it financially a hardship.
What training do they have to go through?
Right. Basically, the school themselves, we provide the background to the schools and the parameters that they should follow, but each safety patrol program is molded to the way each individual schools. Some schools are 100% busing. Some schools are 100% walking districts. Some schools are half and half. It's molded to each individual school.
Each AAA club around the United States and Canada, they are also the local sponsors. So AAA Mid-Atlantic, believe it or not, sponsors 93,000 school safety patrols in their area. And like I say, about 1,500 of them are in the greater Wilkes-Barre area. The foundation performs 6 of these luncheons that stretch all the way from Richmond, Virginia, up here to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And we honor over 100 children, during the year for being outstanding patrols.
The local AAA Safety Patrol Awards were hosted by WBRE Sports Director Phil Shaner, who explained that after doing some research on the awards, it turned out to be a real honor to be able to help out.
When I was approached about this, I wasn't really sure exactly what the Safety Patrol was, but then I kind of remembered back to when I was in school, and it started to come back to me. I remember the kids having the vest on or the badge and helping people out, and I said, boy, what a great honor. And then it really sunk in once Jim gave me the information of the students and to see as far as what was written about these students and the reason why they received this award. So the glowing remarks from the teachers and from the principals that recommended these students to win this award. It really set in. It was a nice feeling to realize that the time that we live in with so much negative things that are going on, that we still have very, very good kids, and they're right here, and they can really make a difference. And I think when you have kids like are here today in this room, they can certainly rub off and affect an entire school. It's like something can happen, a domino effect, where you have someone really going above the call of duty with the safety patrol, could add to another student maybe stepping up and helping that student that may have fell on the playground or was acting up on the bus. So it's encouraging to see, and then to see the parents and how proud they were, and also the folks from the school that were here too, the principals that were here and some of the teachers, to see their pride. So it was just a great afternoon. I really enjoyed it. I was glad I was a part of it today.
It's truly a tremendous honor because out of 1,500, We have 17 that have been selected here today. And it brings up a good point, because each one of these students, when they go up to pick up their award, and they will pick up a plaque with their badge mounted on it, and also will receive $150 in U.S. savings bonds. And when they do that, they're not just picking it up for themselves, they're picking it up for every school safety patrol that's serving in this area and recognizing the good job they do.
Those really are some great and exceptional kids, and we say congratulations to them. To find out more about the AAA safety program in your area, you can contact your school's administration or log on to the AAA Mid-Atlantic website listed on your screen. When we come back, get your bark on. We're going to head up to the dog show. Stay with us. Welcome back. You know, everybody loves their dog. I love Coco and Cuddles, my dog's here. People love them so much that way back in the mid-1800s, they started the first dog show to show their dogs off. And since then, dog shows have only grown in popularity and in size. We found one over the summer at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds and stopped by to see what was going on.
All right, there's several aspects of a dog show. People who've never been to one of these before. Number one, they've seen the one on TV maybe. What's that all about, that version?
Westminster is the best of the best. That's the one most people see on TV, or the Eukanuba show. Those are the best of the best. They've qualified at those high levels. This is where everyone is competing to retain those titles and getting to those levels. We have some of the top dogs in the country. I presently know that the #1 dog in the country all over is currently in the building.
What are the judges looking for? What's the big attraction to having your dog judged?
Okay, the dogs today are being judged on the standard for that breed. Each dog has an individual breed, which the judge is looking at. The all-over picture of the dog, the confirmation of the dog, which is their top line, their head, their movement, their structure, and those are, you would then compete as your class dogs, and then everyone's competing for best of breed, which then moves on to the groups in the afternoon. And then each dog will compete in their groups, which are one of 7 groups, and each winner from the 7 groups will compete for best in show.
So what is the attraction of putting your dog on display like that? Why did somebody want to do that? And this is more from your perspective.
This is my perspective.
Why would you put your dog out there?
I'm an owner handler, and it is a thrill of knowing that my dog can compete with some of the top dogs in the country.
And that's all there is to it?
That's showing how good your dog is, how good the structure is on your dog, and that your dog can compete with these other dogs. Behavior, temperament.
It's a source of pride for you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Absolutely. Bragging rights is a big one.
Tell me about the dog show lifestyle.
Well, for me, it's a hobby. I work full time, but it's fun. You get to travel, you get to see parts of the country you usually don't see. You meet new people and develop new friendships, and you get to see a lot of cool dogs and have fun in the ring and hopefully win.
A lot of people that are dog lovers and go to these shows think that consider their animals their kids per se.
Absolutely, they are our kids. And everybody loves to put that big ribbon up on that wall.
It's like having kids on all-star teams. You travel a lot.
The dogs turn out to wind up being your kids, basically. Do you have kids?
Yeah, no, I don't have kids, and they end up being exactly like kids.
If you come to my office, you will see my office is full of ribbons all over the walls, and from the local AKC events as well as my Westminster ribbons also are on my wall. Certificates. It's a source of pride that you've been able to do this with your dog that's also your pet. But there are professional handlers, and a lot of people really enjoy, being a part owner of a dog and to be able to sit ringside to watch that dog perform in the ring and hopefully take home the big ribbon that day.
How did you get into the dog show racket, I'll call it?
I wanted a dog, and I worked with a girl that showed, and she went and helped me find one of these guys, and then she goes, oh, come on, you have to go to a match. Oh, come on, you have to go to the dog show, and the rest is history.
I bought Cody, the one you just had on camera, and basically a lot of people were coming up to me saying how beautiful he was, so I decided to show him, and he did really well, and I got hooked.
I was asked to buy a pet and got talked into taking a show dog, and it's been a thrill ever since. I've currently had my personal dog is a Great Dane, He's been top 20 in the country the last 2 years in a row, and I've been at Westminster the last 3 years in a row and have taken placements the last 2 years. So it's been a thrill.
How tough is it to show the dog? How much pressure is there on you?
Oh, I get nervous. I was over here just picking, just making sure every hair is in place, just nervous.
And you have the number one dog in the entire country, I hear.
He's the number one toy dog in the country.
Number one toy dog in the country. How does that come about?
Just by going to a lot of dog shows and faring well, and for each dog defeated, you get a point. And, they keep the statistics at the American Kennel Club, and the dog that defeats the most dogs is the number one dog.
How long did it take Malachy to get to that far?
We've been showing him a year and a half, and we started January 2010, and we'll hopefully show him to Madison Square Garden next February.
Has he been there yet?
Yeah, he was there this February, and he won the toy group competition.
That's cool.
And hopefully he'll do well again.
How much work is it to get a dog like Malachy to the top position?
It's a lot of daily care, exercising, grooming, and, the hardest work is all the traveling to the shows, because last week we're in Houston, next week we're going to be in Roanoke, Virginia. Just every week you're going to a different circuit of shows, and they're usually 4-day shows everywhere you go at least. So there's not a lot of downtime or home time, when you're campaigning a dog.
Why not just let Malachy be a dog?
Well, he will
rather than a show dog.
He is a dog, and when he's retired, he'll, have the home life and everything. But right now, he's such a great example of the breed. He deserves to be seen across the country and, compete in these events. And as his record shows, he's, extraordinary quality. And that's why we show him, because we're proud of him.
What's the trick to being a handler out in the ring then? How do you make that dog perform?
Practice with your dog. Stand, stay, and making sure that your dog is under control at all times, and alert. They're looking for the attention and presentation of the dog, as long as they're trimmed and their coats are clean. And I'm addicted to being in the ring. I love being in the ring. It's like I said, it's not for everybody, but it's an adrenaline rush going into the ring, and knowing you're in there with some of the biggest people that you see on TV, some of the biggest handlers in the country that are here.
If I were a judge, how much of my personal taste or my attitude that particular day goes into the judging of these animals?
Sometimes it's the dog that just might catch the judge's eye that day. The judge is going by what they've learned is the standard of the dog, what the dog should look like overall, but sometimes a dog might come back and just have that extra little zing that the judge just keeps going, gosh, I keep going back to that dog, and that dog usually walks away with a big ribbon.
Now, there is another part of the modern-day dog show. It involves obedience.
I enjoy the rally a little bit more so than the obedience, because you get to talk to your dog while you're in the ring, and you have signs, and it's a lot more relaxed. And if you're a beginner, I recommend going into rally before doing obedience, because you can talk to your dog and it's a more relaxed type of atmosphere.
It's amazing. I've got herding dogs, so they are a little bit easier to work with. They're more biddable and willing to work with you. But any dog can be taught the rally signs, and you can go from champion in conformation to obedience and make a very versatile dog.
Absolutely.
Or you can actually, these days, show mixed breeds. So any dog can participate these days. So if you think you've got an obedient dog or want to give it a try, starting out, as Tracy said, in rally is a wonderful place, because there's a lot more interaction with the dog, and the bond that you create with your dog when you're doing the right thing, you can just see the teamwork, and it sharpens your relationship with your dog all around.
So explain the difference between a rally and obedience. What's rally?
Rally is obedience with signs, and you have a course mapped out and you follow the signs, and again, you can talk to your dog and work your dog through all the signs. It's a lot more relaxed. It's not as stringent as obedient, and I think it's a lot more laid back. It's a whole lot more laid back because you have more interaction with your dog. So it's not as much pressure. You can have more fun, I think. So that's why I always say do rally first, because you build the bond with your dog and you can have more fun, and then go into the obedience ring where I think it's a lot more strict.
It is. When you're in the traditional obedience ring, be it novice, utility, or open, you have the opportunity to give your dog one command, and you need to have the dog follow through on that command. So whether it's heeling or dropping on a recall or jumping over a jump, you've got one opportunity to do that. And you have very strict rules as to how often you can call your dog's name or give your dog a command. In rally, it's more interactive.
Now, training your dogs, tell me about the discipline you guys have to train your dog.
Well, you have to work with your dog just about every day, just like in any sport. Any sport you have to train at. You have to train your dog in all these sports also. No different than training for playing volleyball. You have to work with your dog.
It is a sport, and so you work a lot with basic commands of sit, down, heel, recall, meaning come. A lot of those basic things, turning left and turning right, are important in both the rally ring and in the obedience rings. So it's basic commands, and I know a lot of people who train for a couple of months before they're comfortable taking their dog into the ring.
Absolutely.
And in the beginning stages of obedience, especially in rally, you get to keep the dog on leash. So there's something tethering you to the dog, and that communication and teamwork shows through. Once you get to the higher levels of obedience, the dog is just expected to know the commands, and it's all off lead.
And should be in
great position.
Yes.
You get points taken off if the leash is tight, if the dog is crooked on a sit, if the dog doesn't perform the exercise. There are certain penalties that are required. So you want to get the best score possible, and sometimes, as Tracy said, with the more non-traditional obedience dogs, Rottweilers, Dog de Bordeaux's, people don't think of those as real obedient dogs. So it's kind of, everyone looks at the Border Collies and Golden Retrievers and
the Labs,
the Labrador Retrievers, the German Shepherds as, oh gosh, I'm up against one of those dogs. I'm never going to win. But all you need to do is qualify 3 times in order to get a title.
Yep.
And the more titles you get on your dog, it really just deepens the bond that you have with your pet.
And I think that's the bottom line is
have fun.
Have fun and building a bond with your dog. You're just doing something with your dog. You're just having a good time with your dog. That's all it is.
Tell me a little bit about, if you're going to get a dog, why is it a good idea to come to a dog show?
When you're coming to a dog show, if you want to meet some people who have the dogs, interact with the dogs, are living with these dogs, so you know what their characteristics are, what their eating habits are, what the grooming aspects are. You have dogs with coats, what you're dealing with. You have to deal with hand stripping of some dogs, as is in your dachshunds and your terriers. This is where you really want to talk to people before you're making a decision on buying a dog, just because of the cute factor. So,
would it be easy to say that it does get into your blood?
Oh, it's addictive. Absolutely addictive. Never thought that I would be doing this in a lifetime. But it's pretty amazing to look at those ribbons and know that I did it myself.
If you are planning to buy a dog, a trip to the local dog show is a pretty good idea. It's a way to check out the breeds and ask some questions and find out which dogs are more family-oriented than others, if indeed you have a family. You can also check out more about the Lackawanna Kennel Club by logging onto their website listed below. That'll do it for this episode of MetroCasting. For Coco and Cuddles, thanks for watching. We'll see you again after later.
The tide is rising on a 40-watt moon, and my cheap shoes are burning with something to prove. There's a number 2 pencil writing verses on my sheet.